I want to ask you about net zero 2050. I noticed your comments earlier today on Sky News. You said that you are optimistic that the coalition can continue to observe a net zero goal. How does that land, do you think, moving forward? You've got the Nationals wanting to look to drop net zero 2050, moderates like yourself wanting to keep a goal. Can the two of you work together, do you think, the Libs and the Nats, to try and come to a policy position on this?
I'm absolutely very confident that we will come to a policy conclusion on this. I speak to my National Party colleagues every day and we talk about the aspiration of net zero. Indeed, I went to COP27 with Kevin Hogan and what you see there is that the investment community, the global investment community, as well as the manufacturing community, is all moving to a net zero stance. So one way or the other, the global market, technology and energy development will trend towards a net zero outcome. The question is how we do it and if we actually punish Australian industry by cutting off affordable, sustainable energy options too quickly. We've seen the Labor Party come to the party today finally on gas. So Murray Watt has approved that gas expansion. That's an important security measure for the West in particular, but we're going to need to do more of that. At least now, post an election, the Labor Party seems to be indicating a greater deal of honesty with the Australian people about the fact that you can't get there on wind and solar. You're going to have to include gas in the energy lineup, and net zero becomes an important factor, but not one which will destroy the Australian economy or indeed the environment where the National Party hold their seats. Those 28,000 kilometres of poles and wires were all going to go through National Party held seats. And so they're not opposed to net zero for the sake of being opposed to net zero. They're opposed to net zero for what it might do to their seats. But I still believe there's quite a bit of net zero sympathy, interest and intent amongst our National Party colleagues as well.
Well, look, I think it's going to be an interesting pathway forward, because it seems like there is a big split in how you try and strike that balance between, I know that the Liberals want to win back a number of Teal seats, but obviously the Nationals are looking after the country and the region. So we'll see how this progresses. Zoe McKenzie, nice to see you. Thank you very much for joining me on the show this evening.